Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Delightful Creations. I'm Amber, and today I'm going to do a paper piecing for you all. I have a file here from Miss Kate Cuttables. This one, it says Happy Fall, and it has some leaves and some acorns. And then the one up in the corner here is going to be a little bit easier to put together. It is a owl with a pumpkin. So let's get started. I'm going to start with this title. When I originally cut it out, I thought it was going to be quite bigger than it was, and it started cutting and it was small, and I wasn't exactly too concerned with it being that small, but any smaller than this it would be quite difficult for me to put together, just because these little tiny leaves are going to be almost impossible to hold on to. So I'm just going to go ahead and layer up this first layer. I chose red as the background because I love red leaves in the fall. I think they are the most prettiest ones that are out there. So that's our background there. I'm going to go ahead and stick on this word happy. I did use vinyl for this because it's so thin on some of these parts that I didn't feel comfortable doing cardstock, and this is just so much easier. See how easily that just peels right off of there? So I'm just going to line this up as best as I can. You can see in the background on her file where to line it up, just like that. It's really, really simple. And that's one reason why I like using vinyl. I don't have to worry about getting the glue on there and it not sticking down in the right spot or it leaking all over and making a mess. This is like a sticker. It just goes right on there. Easy peasy. So there we have our word happy, and now we're going to go ahead and just put fall on there. And I like it right there. You can play around with a little bit of this shadow, and so I like to line it up before I glue it down. That way I don't smear glue everywhere on the background of this. And so we're just going to stick this right on there, just like that. And now we have happy fall. And now I'm going to glue this on this main background of the title here. I have been having so much fun enjoying the leaves change color and watching all of the animals getting ready for winter. And I live in Wyoming, so we have antelope and deer that are coming out, and you get to see the little babies with their mamas. It's just so, so sweet. There, we have our happy fall. I don't know if you can tell on camera, but that happy is orange. Let's go ahead and glue our little leaves on here. And I'm going to start with this yellow layer of leaves. This one does have a little bit of a drop shadow on the back of it. So I'm going to leave a little bit of space for my glue to like slide over whichever direction I want it to go before. I think I'm going to go this way to the left with this one. There we go. And on this other one, I'll slide it the other way, just to give it a little bit more interest. And make it pleasant to look at to the eye. So here we go. We're going to slide this one this way. Just like that. Hold it down for a minute so the glue can dry. And these little tiny twigs, I'm almost wishing I had done that in vinyl as well, but since I didn't, I'm just going to have to carefully glue on there. This one might have a little bit too much glue, but this glue is wonderful. It dries clear, so I just smear it on there just like that. And that's another cool thing about her files, is you can play around with it and make it your own, even though it's already kind of designed for you. There is a lot of flexibility in how you assemble, and that's why everybody does it their own way. I had planned on using this particular file on a card, and that was why I was okay with it being smaller. There we go. Now let's go ahead and do these acorns. So I did the same thing because I knew these acorns were going to be teeny, teeny, teeny. I didn't want there to be not able to glue down. So I'm just going to cut this apart so I don't grab both of them at once. I'm going to grab my transfer tape here and pick up this one, press down, and lift off. And this just goes right on the top. Actually, this is flipped over backwards. I try to have all my pieces lined up the right way before I glue them down, but sometimes when you're picking them up they do flip over and you're not able to catch it, but other times you can, like I just did. It's sticking to my paper. My transfer paper is a little bit too big. There we go. And just peel that right off of there because I want it to stay. And there we go. And this next one, I think I'm just going to try to do it with my fingers because that gave me such a problem. Sometimes it's easier to just line it up with your fingers and stick it on there. And I think this one is backwards as well. There we go. And sometimes having it at an angle helps. See, that was a lot easier. So there we go, we have that. I'm going to put our transfer sheet away here. We don't need this anymore, we're all done. So we have happy, we have our leaves, which just go right here on the card. You can layer them wherever you would like. There isn't a spot specifically to attach them, but you can do what you would want. Something like that. And then we have these two little leaves that go on these little tiny branches here. So I'm going to glue on this darker color first. And then just slide on this shadow leaf on top. Just like that. I'm going to do the same thing with this other piece here. I find it sometimes easier to work from the bottom up rather than the top down. It just depends. Give that one a little bit of a drop shadow. Look how tiny that is. Crazy. And then we're going to glue just a little bit on this tiny little branch right here where our leaf is going to sit. And put it right on there. There we go. Same thing with this side. So I hope you guys are having a great day and enjoying some of the sunshine while you still have it. I mean, if you live in a state that is getting snow like we are, it was frosty out this morning. There was a little bit of snow that was coming down, but it was a little bit too warm that it turned to rain. So there we are. We have our happy and our little leaves and acorns. Happy fall. Just like that. And I'm going to put that up here in the corner while we work on putting our cute, cute, cute little owl together. And there's a lot of different pieces, and so I try to keep them separate so I don't mix them up and have them like layered out so I can see how they go on. And I think what we'll do here is we will start with his eyes because it's the uppermost layer. And you can see that just lines up perfectly like that. There's no guess involved. Just add some glue each side and stick it down. And I probably use a little bit more glue than what you really need. I just don't like my things to come apart. So I probably go a little overboard, but I don't mind. As long as it doesn't come out the edges, and you know, even if it does, again, it's clear, so you don't have to worry too much about it. And just line that one up right there in the center. And that gives him his cute little round eyes. There we go. I'm going to go ahead and do his little hair tuft, or eyebrows. I'm going to glue this top layer onto the bottom. That way I don't add too much glue down there on the bottom. Turn that over and slide it right on there. Owls are one of my favorite things to die cut and put together. I really think they are one of the cutest things. They can be used for any type of season, and you know, Christmas, fall, spring, they're around year round. We don't have very many owls where I live right here because we don't have very many trees, but if I did, I would be really excited. I've only seen a few in real life, and yeah, I just enjoy them. I think they're a really cute animal. I'm just going to go ahead and add glue all over this because I don't want it to pop off. Some of these edges are a little bit thinner. Sorry, guys. Pull that back here to the middle for you. And just layer that up just like that. It's so easy. That's another reason why I really enjoy Miss Kate's Cuttables designs, because they are just super easy to glue down. It doesn't take very much time. and you will have a super cute piece when you're done. I'm going to glue on his eyes and then his eyebrows so I can have the eyebrows sitting on top. And you can even use like foam dots if you wanted his eyes to pop up even more. But because I'm going to be using this particular owl on a scrapbook page, I want it all flat, and then I'm going to pop him up off the page itself. And that way, it'll give a little bit more dimension. And you'll see, guys, once it's all put together, how cute he is and how much dimension he has, even if you just leave him flat. You really don't need to add any foam dots or anything to him. Go just like that. Just fits perfect. So cute. And you get to choose the colors that you use for your cute little owl. I'm going to do his feet next. This one, I'm going to make sure I don't have them backwards because this is teeny. And, I mean, if you didn't want a brown owl, you could do a snow owl and make him white. And that would look really cute as well. But I decided to go with the traditional brown for today. There we go. Glued his little foot on there. And this other one. Try to get enough glue on the edge there. It's really thin. And I made this file. This owl here is 6 inches tall once he's fully assembled. And these are his little arms and feet, his little wings. I'm going to glue his feet onto there, and then we will have just about a completed owl. The only thing left is his beak and his sweet little pumpkin that he is holding in his arms. There we go. Just like that. So let's go ahead and put his beak together now. This is the bottom and this is the top. So again, I'm going to go from the top down just so I don't over glue that bottom layer. Sometimes I will cut these designs out and put them in a little container and assemble them later. It just depends if I have enough time to do it all at once. I prefer to do it all at once, but sometimes you just, you don't have time for that. So there's his little mouth and his wings and his feet. Let's go ahead and put that pumpkin together. So I chose to have a green stem and a dark orange. I'm going to put that right on there, just like that. Try to keep it pretty simple. I didn't want to use a brown stem because then you wouldn't be able to see it on the pumpkin on the little owl because he's already so much brown on him. And then this is the center and it has a little slit on there. And this one, I don't know if it's going to show on camera, but it is shimmer paper. So it does have just a little bit of sparkle to the center of the pumpkin. It kind of makes it look, I kind of think it makes it look more interesting. And I went a little bit too heavy on my glue, but we'll just smear it around. There we go. Let's glue his mouth on, and then we will glue on the pumpkin, which you could even do that with a foam dot if you wanted. And that beak just adds his personality. Look how cute he is. And he's holding this pumpkin, and you can play around with these arms and kind of position them wherever you would want to. I'm going to make it look like he's really holding on to that. So I'm going to actually glue this onto the pumpkin. It just wraps around like that perfectly. Right around this edge. Same thing with this one. Right around the edge. Just like that. And then I'm going to adhere this down right in the center of his body. A little bit so you can see his belly. Make him a little bit bigger, I think. Right there is where I'm going to want to put him. So I'm going to just do a quick check and make sure. I know that this is going to be all covered, so I'm going to glue this one from down. And that way I don't want to put glue on his feet. If I would have done it the other way, I probably would have accidentally added glue to his feet. There we go. There is our sweet owl holding his pumpkin. He's ready for fall, and the little happy fall title with these cute little acorns and leaves. Thanks for watching today. I hope you all had fun and enjoy the rest of your week. Bye-bye.